Hey, welcome to the underground. You know me. It's Trixie. Although I don't really know me. I'm so tired. I went out this weekend and, I think I'm like 20 years old, but I'm really not. That's the problem. I think I'm 20. And you know what? The 20 somethings treated me pretty good. I had a 20 something year old pull me out on the dance floor. I don't need coaxing. I was dancing and I was lasting and I was jumping. I can still hang. I still got it. I figured it out. Whew, last night was a little crazy. I felt like I was at one of Diddy's orgies. I'm sorry. My family listens, but okay. So we went to Providence and I found this club. I'm pretty good at researching. I used to do this for a living. And I found this bar. It looked crazy, and I was right. We got there early. The DJ's playing Stevie Nicks, so I know it was a good sign. And, I saw poles. So, of course, I was going to be dancing on one. And people were staring at me, but I didn't care. I didn't care. And I can still walk today. Usually when I do the pole, I can't. But I didn't really go down, with my, I wasn't really like full-blown stripper. But it got so crazy. I actually just got off the floor and was watching people. I felt like I was at Diddy's orgies. I'm not kidding. And it was like two girls, like guys were coaxing two girls to screw each other. And then this other guy, he was on something. And they had two dancers in G-strings that were they knew how to move. They were kind of attractive to me. And this guy, I felt like my friend who was a retired doctor, I felt like, okay, you're going to have to work on him because he kept falling. I was like, man, dude. And he's trying to grind on me. And I just turned and looked at him like, no. Then he goes to my friend. I was like, he's on coke or something. He was on something. I was young once, so no big deal. I did see a Taylor Swift hottie there, but she smiled at me. I got my fun because I had a 20-something pull me out on the dance floor. The next night, a 20-something smiling at me. So, that's not my style. I don't really like 20-year-olds. And you have to, call me in 40 years. Call me in 40 years. All right, how was your New Year's? How was your New Year's? Because I stayed home alone with my cat, which is typical for a lesbian. Some guy at work, listen to this one, called me a hooker. Well, he didn't call me a hooker, but he said, you remind me of a hooker. I mean, he knew me and stuff, but I don't think he should have called me a hooker because I go around trying to get appointments for home improvements and stuff, home improvement jobs. I'm not a hooker. Can you imagine me trying to make a living with this body? Not anymore. Maybe in my 20s. I actually remember having a Portuguese guy come up to me in the parking lot where I bartended saying, I'll give you $200 for an hour. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good money. But no, I can do that DJing. Thank you very much. But I thought that was a compliment. Thank you for offering me money to have sex. Terrible. Lovely start to the new year. Terrorist attack by a U.S. citizen. That we're getting these. This is like the worst threat is our people, our own people. An Army veteran from Texas in a pickup truck with an assault weapon, mowing down people trying to have fun on Bourbon Street. 15 dead, dozens injured. Able to go 3 blocks without someone stopping him. I don't get it. You notice that New York was filled with people. They didn't have this issue, and then the one guy blew himself up in a Elon Musk car, and in front of the Trump Hotel. I thought it was a message to Trump, but he was a Green Beret, and I guess he didn't have anything against Trump. But why do it in front of his hotel in an Elon Musk vehicle? But anyway, he said that America is terminally ill. Yeah, we do have a lot of issues, but he had issues. I don't know if it was PTSD. His wife was pregnant. He cheated on her. And, don't do stuff like that. Maybe he'll be happier. Who knows? Jimmy Carter died at 100 years old. Not exactly known for being a great president, but a great humanitarian. I had the pleasure of meeting him several times because he was on our program. Linda Lavin died. Remember Alice? She was actually Alice. I remember Flo, Kiss My Grits, Mel. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction on New Year's Day. My mother's screaming about it, so I put it on. Cher. I liked old Cher. Not old age Cher, but old Cher, like Dark Lady Cher. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves Cher. But, good. She deserved it. Kool and the Gang. I remember being hot for the lead singer. He was very cute. James Taylor. Is that his name? James Taylor? I don't know. Great in concert. Kool and the Gang was great. I never got to see them. Foreigner. I was a huge fan of Foreigner growing up. Lou Gramm sang all the great classics. And Ozzy. okay, Ozzy, I was like, can he not walk? He was in like this, it looked like a wheelchair. And I know he has Parkinson's. He's been shaken for quite a while, but Prince of Darkness. I mean, Ozzy's great. What can I say? All his family was in the audience, and kind of sad to watch somebody, it's so tough. You don't know what's going to happen to you when you get old. Mary J. Blige, the only one of these people that I saw in concert. All I can remember about that one was she was late and she said she had her period. Like, I don't really want to know this stuff that you're bleeding. According to Collider, the best movies in every decade. I just wanted to go through this because this is kind of cool. Since I was born, I'm not going to go back, back in the 50s, but in the 60s, let's start there. They picked Psycho. I get it. That was like the first really terrifying movie, but a guy dressed up in a dress, I've seen that, and it doesn't scare me, unlike a lot of you Republicans. My pick in the 60s was Rosemary's Baby. I don't know how you can like really not think having the devil's son is scary. It's scary. And that it's just the chanters and all this, it freaked me out. Plus the sex scene alone with Rosemary having sex with the devil with those eyes and that hairy skin. 1970s, they picked Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was disgusting. I don't know if it was scary. It was creepy. I'm going to go with The Exorcist on that one. There were so many good scary movies. That was like the beginning. Halloween, Amityville Horror, The Omen. That was scary, but I'm going with The Exorcist with her head spinning around and stuff. I mean, and that male voice. Actually, it wasn't a male voice. It was a woman coming out of Linda Blair's mouth. A woman's voice. She had a scary, scary way about her. 1980, they picked The Shining. Yeah, I mean, The Shining had a lasting impression on me. Friday the 13th, that's a good one too. 1990, they picked Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I'll go for that. That was pretty spooky. Urban Legend, I like all that stuff. The 2000s, they picked 28 Days Later. I don't know. Urban Legends again, I kind of like that. 2010, they picked Hereditary. Listen, there was like Insidious. I love the Insidious franchise. My sister would argue The Conjuring, but I loved Insidious. And 2020, they picked Talk to Me. That was scary with the hand. I'm picking Smile too because the music was so damn good. And that girl, the lead role was so cool. Sky, she's cute. She was singing and dancing and the music was so freaking people smiling. I don't like people smiling at me since that movie. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kim Richards. This was not on the show because she's not on the show, but she was on the show. She had a mental health evaluation after she called the police saying that someone tried to steal her cat. Can somebody please take mine because I can't handle her. I love Stevie, don't get me wrong. But I have visions of, fantasies of someone coming in and arresting my cat, taking her out in handcuffs. On December 22nd, according to TMZ, police were called by Kim Richards saying someone stole her cat and then brought it back. So they were like, okay, I don't know what happened. They stole the cat and then had a change of heart. But then she was ranting about her issues with Kyle, who is actually on Real Housewives. They've always had problems, sibling stuff. And other Bravo news, Schwartz and Sandy's closed on December 21st. People hated Sandoval after Scandoval, and I don't think they could survive it. So I don't know whether or not Tom paid his mother back. She loaned him like $250,000. So now he's on Traders. I don't know. He's on the show Traders. They all got to find another way. At least James Kennedy has a lot of talent DJing, but he got arrested. So I don't know. Stop drinking, James. Things are getting ugly in PK and Dorit's divorce on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Divorces often do get ugly. PK was on Hot Mic podcast on Bravo. Dorit said she stood by him through his bankruptcies, his gambling debts, and his drunkenness. And he said he got through all that by himself before they got together. And he doesn't like the fact that she's saying she's, the supportive wife but I know what she's talking about because it came to light when they had the show. So she had to deal with people talking about them. He said it was difficult for him to hear it. And yeah, when you don't drink, and I know this from being sober now, you start to feel the pain. You start to really see things clearly. I say like being drunk or being stoned, you're viewing things like you have cataracts. I'm not kidding. It's very cloudy. Tom Brady, I don't like my voice, but I'll tell you what, I don't like his either. There's something about the way he pronounces things. And I can't get into his broadcasts. He can't do it. Something's got to happen. I can listen to Troy Aikman. I can listen to Chris Collinsworth. I love Tony Romo. It's hard to listen to. Jaden Daniels, speaking of football, Jaden Daniels, my baby, headed to the Pro Bowl with Terry McLaurin, 69.4 completion percentage, 3,530 yards, 25 touchdowns. I mean, compare it to Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, but he doesn't have the receivers. He's got no names. I think he should be MVP, but Lamar's going to probably get it. 864 rushing yards. Sorry. I'm still asleep because I haven't gone to bed yet. I haven't gone to bed. Well, I did. I'm not telling the truth. Like a couple hours, but I didn't get home till late. Trump said Jaden Daniels should be Rookie of the Year, which of course he's going to be Rookie of the Year. All right, leave him alone. He's mine. He's mine. But, I guess he was talking to the mayor and he was asked about, so I know Donald Trump loves football. Psychology, let's do this quickly. 10 types of family members to keep at a distance. The constant critic. Every time they open their mouths, something horrible comes out. The drama creator. Loves the chaos. You have to walk on eggshells around them. The control freak. My mother telling me where to go on the streets. Over here. Drive this way. Take a left. You're going too fast. The music's too loud. That's my mom. It's like, I was saying to her, Mom, I'm driving. Stop or I'm going to throw you out while it's moving. The competitor. I don't really have family members that compete. Who makes the best dinners? Throws the best parties? Well, my sister throws the best parties. She's the only one who throws the parties. Who's going to come here? The guilt tripper. Again, my mother stars in that one. Trying to make you do something you don't feel comfortable doing. You have to do this. She always tells me this. It's part of life. I'm sorry, but no. That's why I'm alone. The unsupporting ones. Put you down. Debbie Downers. Question your self-worth. Number 7, the boundary crosser. People that show up unannounced. I don't think I've ever had a family member. Hey, how you doing? I'm just here. I don't understand it. Even though I didn't tell you I was coming. Number 8, the manipulator, the worst damaging thing. Playing with your emotions to get what they want. Number 9, overly dependent. They're needy. You guys know I can't stand neediness. Energy suckers. I'm missing the game because I'm late today. I can't get going. It's like, this is where I'm not 20 years old anymore. I could just get up early after a couple hours sleep and let it roll. But now I don't know. I was able to do it. I was able to stay out late, but I don't know. I got to face facts. Number 10, the constant pessimist, the Debbie Downer again, like a setting sun. When you talk negative though, your brain starts connect to those negative emotions and do you ever listen to someone depressed where they keep on going and it's like you have to hang up the phone? You don't want to be around these people. Apple just settled a $95 million settlement over claims Siri violated users' privacy. Sometimes I'll say, Stevie, and then Siri's like, oh yeah, because I'll say, what are you doing? And then Siri's going, oh, I'm looking up Albert Einstein, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So, she's listening all the time. But I guess she recorded conversations after being unintentionally turned on. Well, she can't help it. She didn't know it was unintentional. But I'll tell you, it's, I got to watch out because sometimes I'm swearing at the cat and the Siri will come on and go, I don't know how to answer that because I'm very F words flying all around. Okay, one more thing. Because I can't stop talking because this is my disease. People who were spoiled as children display these behaviors. This is from Tina Fey. Not that Tina Fey. Entitlement. Oh, God. Yeah, we know that. They get everything for nothing. They just don't deserve it. They think they're entitled to it. Difficulty handling criticism. I kind of have a problem with that because I was spoiled too. Poor money management. Yes, most of my life I was bad. I never got an allowance. I never had to do anything to get allowance. They just gave me money. What about the tooth fairy? And number 4, difficulty with relationships. That's me. I don't really have good romantic relationships. I'm the common denominator. I have to blame myself here for these problems. You get loads of attention And nobody's going to make you happy because you're just one spoiled brat. Number 5, fear of failure. This is me again. I can't stand failure, but I have failed and I just keep up, get up, get up, get up. That's what Cher was saying on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, who cares if you keep falling? She's like, I got dropped by all these record executives, record companies, and you just keep going. Because, you know, you can come back. Who cares? Nobody's counting your failures but you. But they're looking for people to solve their problems. They're used to it with their family. Number 6, difficulty with independence. They were given things, they do not know how to do it on their own. They can't develop those skills. Number 7, lack of perseverance. That I have. I've been through a lot. You don't know how tough you are until you go through things. These people don't have coping skills because their parents always did things for them. Number 8, difficulty expressing gratitude. I know someone like that. And sometimes I have a problem with that. That is the key to happiness, I think. You know, you look around, you can always see someone who's worse off than you. So every day, just look around, even if you think your life is horrible, and say, you know, I've got this, I've got this. Concentrate on what you do have, not what you don't. I'm going to go watch football now, guys, all right? Because it's the playoffs coming up. It's the last week of the season, and I got to go. I'll be more attentive, more awake, more alive next week because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay home and watch the games, all right? Love you. Thanks for your support. I love you guys for supporting me, and continue to do so. Have a good week.